Hello everybody, in today's video I have a huge treat for you. So if you don't know, this is Sypeh. He is a pro strategist player for the esports team Virtus Pro. I believe they are European, uh, based kind of towards Russia. I could be wrong. Um, but he has been rank one on the leaderboard at least 3 or 4 times throughout the various seasons, probably more. I do remember there was one point when he doesn't like smurf. He the way it kind of is, when they're in top 500, because it's only like, I don't know, like a pool of 1,000 to 5,000 people maybe, but then like, top 500 is like really exclusive. The queue times get very, very long, so he has to make a new account and then he gets it all the way back up to top 500. So at one point he had, I believe, 5 accounts, could have been 6, but I believe 5 accounts in the top 10 in the world for PC. And Sypeh, he plays support. Um, he's phenomenal. I feel like every single game I've ever watched of him is a masterclass. I've watched him many times. I've not. This is not my first time voting him. It's not my first time taking notes about him. So I've prepared some notes, and I would like you guys to watch how he does this. And it's actually the way he played this game is actually kind of contrary to the way I believe support should be played. Because I believe that support, your job is to deal damage and heal when needed, right? If someone needs the healing, like they're like half health, all right, you heal them. Otherwise, you're always dealing damage. The way Sypeh plays this game, I want you to watch his target priority, because he pretty much always just makes sure his team can't die. And I also noticed something when I was looking at how he uses his abilities and how he uses Luna Snow's clap, right? I believe the ability is actually called Ice Arts. Um, he uses it very particularly. Okay. I know this is kind of a lot of talk for the very, like, the start of the video, but I really just want to convey, like, the way he uses his stuff, right? Um, and one thing I would like you to notice is that when he goes into the start of the fight, he does make one mistake. But when he first goes out there, he does do damage, and he throws his snowball out there. You'll see. So he gets damage in at the beginning when his team hasn't taken a lot of damage, but when his team actually like starts taking, like, like even when they're at 75% health, he heals them. And I realize that the reason why he does this is because he is ensuring that his team literally cannot die. If, like, someone is like is likely to die if their health drops below 50%, like if they're in critical, they're probably gonna die. You can probably use an ability and kill them. Sypeh keeps his entire team throughout this entire match above 75% health. And anytime he, like, if he, sometimes, an enemy will get a good ultimate or dive somebody and they will die. It happens, okay? That's not in his control. Not everything he can save. But the amount of things he does save is incredible and way beyond anything I have ever done. So we're going to get into this right here. We're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this VOD. I'm gonna talk over it. I'm gonna tell you guys what's going on. I would just like to point out really quickly, I've said this, this is not my gameplay, this is Sypeh's gameplay. I don't know that I need permission to use it, considering the fact that Flats, if you know him, has spectated people and post them. I believe J3, he spectates people and posts them. I don't think this video will get copyrighted or anything, because other people have done it, and I don't think there's anything like he streams all of his videos on YouTube and Twitch, and he posts videos to YouTube, and his accounts are open. They're public, and his history is public. Statistics is public. For a pro player, it's kind of wild to me, but you know, he's just that good. If you guys don't know, his team Virtus.pro won the Ignite tournament last year, the $3 million tournament. They won, and it was amazing. Okay, so we're going to get into the video now. I didn't really pay too much attention to what they banned here. Phoenix, Daredevil. We're just gonna skim through. Mantis Gambit, and then Black Cat and Starlin. Black Cat is a menace right now, especially if you know what you're doing. And Sypeh is playing Luna Snow here, and he has a White Fox as a co-heal, and the other team actually matches this. So we're going to go on to Sypeh, and we are going to just skip over to where the round starts. Right here. One thing I will say, notice, okay, they're running Luna Snow, White Fox, Devil Dino, Tank Pool, Punisher, and Iron Fist. And what I would definitely do in this situation is I would put the Snowball, the Snowflake I meant, share the stage ability on Iron Fist, but he actually keeps it on Devil Dino. I don't remember if he does it right away. I don't actually know who he has it on right now, but he does keep it on Devil Dino for the majority of his match. So he comes out here, he throws a freeze, someone freezes, their Luna freezes his Tank Pool, and he does some damage, but then notice, you know, Punisher's getting low, he stops to heal the Punisher. His Devil Dino takes big damage here, and I want to show what he does. So the Devil Dino, he's taking a lot of damage. What he does, give me a second. So what he does is he uses Ice Arts to... Hey guys, I apologize. There's like a short delay right here. Just bear with it, please. So he uses his clap ability to heal his Devil Dino a lot of time, and that's just really good. So he does unfortunately go down here, and it looks like it was a combination of this Punisher coming in and then also getting hit by Namor. So it was good coordination from the other team. Everybody has moments. And lose it. So now Sypeh is going to go back in. But he doesn't run out in front of the enemies. He makes sure to use the walls to his advantage. Right here he uses his snowball to get back some of his health. And then he uses his clap to recover the rest of it, and also to heal a lot of his teammates. Now, one thing I would like to point out, instead of focusing on dealing a lot of damage here, he focuses on keeping his team alive because they're taking so much damage. Now, I think he tried to freeze someone, but the Iron Fist was going after, and that's very good. And he's going to use his clap again here. You can kind of predict when he's going to use his clap, because if his health goes, like, again, instead of doing like 50%, like I usually kind of treat it like, oh no, someone's below half health, I heal them. If someone's like 75% health, he'll use something, he'll either use his primary fire, or if someone drops below 50, he uses clap, and then 75%, he'll just, you know, he just heals them, right? Kind of just how he does it. So here, I want you to notice his health. So it drops down to about 75%. His shift is on, then drops down to top. He uses on Double Dino, looks at other teammates because Double Dino's not taking damage, and now he helps deal damage because his teammates are above 75% health. Here, instead of fighting that Punisher, he actually just heals his own Punisher because he knows that his Punisher can do it. So some people may misconstrue this with heal botting, and there actually is a difference here. Because Sypeh is still dealing damage when he can, but he's also making sure that his team isn't dying, which honestly, um, I've I kind of haven't really considered this, but if you just never let any of your teammates die, then it's really, really, really annoying for the other team. The other team actually is on triple support, and they're dying more than Sypeh's team, because he's just taking such good care. Plus, he's providing a lot of follow-up damage with his own team. And he's very aware. He's paying attention. He's not. Heal botting would be like Rocket or Jeff in the back of the map, like just spamming heals down main. He is actually constantly moving left and right. He's changing positions. He is making an effort. And then again, he's going to get a shift when it's below half. Now, Punisher ult, obviously, he's gonna help out his Punisher. He's gonna, try his best to keep him alive, and because he loses his health, his White Fox is gonna kill him now, because he's healing the team, and White Fox is healing him. And if he had his clap, I guarantee he would have used the clap and not no more ulted, because that's kind of what he does. So now, again, he's just making sure that his team is all gonna stay alive, especially in this kind of lobby. You see how at first when the Ultron ulted, he used his clap, and then now he's using his ult once he hears that they've used the other team has committed to 2 ultimates, and so he uses his ult here. Again, just staying behind the wall. And then his team up using his clap. And then, now that his other support has ulted, he's now dealing damage.
I am ready to put on a show!
Now, you'll notice the other support ult, the White Fox's ult ended, and now he's going back to just healing his team. He's really not shooting the enemies that much here. But to be honest with you, it is probably because his White Fox is doing the damage here. He is just making sure that the team lives, especially because Luna can do more healing than White Fox. It's very, very good. I think Sypeh tried to freeze the Ultron. And again, he's focusing on the mag, and immediately he snaps over to that Luna. He's just very aware. He's very aware. He knows what's gonna happen. Now this one's very interesting, how it plays out, and I myself still don't really understand how, when these people in top 500 get dove, they are so nonchalant about handling the dive, and they just keep on healing their team. It's honestly very impressive. So we're gonna
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
So he moves up, and immediately he looks to deal damage, but again, he's really focusing this game on just making sure his team is alive. Now, playing this back cover right here is actually a very good spot. And I feel like oftentimes I find myself stuck trying to play right here, trying to play this angle, getting shot at, getting very annoyed. Sometimes I will come up onto point once those walls come up here, and the spaceship leaves, I will come up onto point. But honestly, this is probably the best spot. The only thing that you have to consider is where your own team is. I guarantee the White Fox will join to Sypeh. Wrong review. And you'll see here, when Namor ults, he uses the clap ability to give himself extra healing, and then give his team extra healing. And he doesn't bother with shooting things, he just Um, Especially because shooting the Venom's not gonna die, and you only risk losing one of your teammates if you shoot him. Venom only gets value if you get him. And here, this is a very good combo between the Punisher and Luna ult. And you'll see he just traces the dive. So I would kind of say, like, when you're being dove, focus on healing your other support, healing your team still. As Luna, you're going to use your clap, and then you can look away from the team to freeze them, shoot them one time, and then keep healing, and then they are going to leave because surely, someone will shoot him, or, they'll just, the dive will have to leave. Again, just making sure that his team is still alive, and making sure that his double dino does not explode. And now he helps clean up some damage. So we're gonna look here just for 1 second. You'll notice Sypeh, of course, is ace, and he has significantly more healing than the other supports in the lobby. He does have the lowest damage in the lobby right now, but he's about 1500 under his white fox. But healing wise, he actually has about 12,000 more healing than his white fox, and yeah, 11,000 more healing than the other team's Luna, which is insane. And the other team's Luna only has 3,000 more damage. So I don't really know what the other team's Luna is doing here. I'm sure top 500, like, they're probably very good. Just seeing the difference though is insane. And it could also be an account to the Devil Dino taking 26,000 damage. That's a lot. While the other team's Venom's only taken 21,000, and the other team's Venom's not going to need like constant healing like Devil Dino is. Squids. Always making sure to use the cover, and Sypeh, no matter what, is always moving left, always moving right, always moving back. So, I would kind of describe it as he's kind of moving diagonally. He'll move like back to the left, forward to the right, back to the left, forward to the right, and just observe for a second how he moves. He's moving diagonally left backwards here. Now he's moving diagonally right, forward. Now he's just back to the right, go back to the left, I think, forward. But he doesn't really walk in like a linear path. There's this one here, and then to the left. There he is. Okay. No, if I were him, I would have backed up here, but I don't have the game sense he has. This team actually comes back here. They're gonna take this point. He misses the freeze on the Emma, but of course, he doesn't panic. He just uses the shift ability to stay alive. He doesn't freak out just because he's a little bit low on health. He just goes on his business. You notice he's still just trying to make sure his teammates not really losing him. He's not really focusing on doing too much damage. He's just making sure that this game is okay. One thing I also notice is that when somebody is like low and then they're like behind a wall, he doesn't stop looking at them. He commits to like making sure they're okay, and then he goes back to helping his team. Here the other team used their limit ult, so they're going to push back. It's a clap right now. White Fox, his White Fox, very good game sense, turned around and helped Sypeh. They lose the double dino. They're definitely going to lose this fight here. But if you'll notice, Sypeh, I want you to look at the way he dodges. So again, it's diagonal. He's always just diagonal. He does die here, but I mean, you know, what do you really do? Four of his teammates are dead. But he's always just moving diagonal, 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 diagonal. And I thought like strafing was the best, but I mean, like as you can see here, he's always moving. He's always going in some direction for a lot of the things diagonal. He's using the shift here aggressively. Shift seems to be Luna Snow's most important ability. And with Invisible Woman, she's able to like cleave through people, you know, as her primary. And Luna gets this as an ability, but it's stronger than Invisible Woman's, and it comes back every 12 seconds. I think. Always using the shift. I think the most important thing he has. So it's very interesting to me is it looks like, okay, so the shift cooldown is on 15, it's a 15 second cooldown, and it doesn't start going on to the cooldown until after the shift has ended, which is different from Cloak and Dagger's bubble, because once they use it, it immediately goes on like starts to count down. Now, if you will notice, whenever multiple people have taken damage and they're in multiple spots, he'll use the clap to make sure, like, okay, clap someone 2 times, clap someone 2 times, clap someone 2 times, and that's a really good rule of thumb to just make sure everyone is still alive. And even when he's in situations where like not all of his team is like alive, he's still able to like maintain what people are alive just by constantly healing them. So I think on Luna, our job is definitely just to make sure we keep everybody alive. Make sure we keep our team alive and above 75% health. I think that's the way we do it. We use our shift ability aggressively. We use our freeze ability when someone gets too close. You see, their white fox is attempting to counter his. Let's pick. Right here, both teams lose their supports. It looks like the other team got a portal off. It's all good. They ended up losing this round. If we look, Sypeh still has a crazy amount more. He has 17,000 more healing than the other team's Luna, while also only having 4,000 less damage than the other team's Luna, which I find amazing. He is truly the best out there.
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
So he is going to come out here and start doing damage right away, just trying to put his ultimate. And then he goes back to making sure that his team is still alive. One thing I will say, he likes to stay around 20 meters away from his own front line, and that is how you're supposed to play sport. I'm sure we can notice something a little bit similar. They have their 2 supports right there, and then their team is here. And Sypeh is making sure that he at least has this cover to come back behind. The other supports kind of don't really have any cover right there. That is just, you know, different. Actually, we're gonna watch from here. Watch what he does. He freezes the Emma. Go back. He's using his clap to heal multiple of his teammates at once and heal them for a lot of health. He's always trying to make sure that he doesn't take unnecessary damage. It's like one of his biggest things. Not taking too much damage. See, he uses his attack without
I am ready to put on a show!
so he gets a lot of use out of his shift cooldown. It's not like a weight thing. It is like you can kind of think about it in you can apply it to a lot of things, but what I'm thinking of here is when, let's say you're playing a game of chess and your opponent, he moves his piece somewhere. Now you're trying to come up with a answer to what he has put forth. And the way this applies to rivals is no more ults, and he's going to respond by using his clap cooldown. The Venom dives, he'll respond by using his snowball cooldown and just keep healing the team. I personally, I play tennis, and if somebody hits a cross-court forehand, I'm going to respond by hitting either a cross-court forehand to be safe, or I'll hit it down the line to their backhand to shift, make them have to run for it. It's all life in general is all about providing an answer to the problem someone has given you. That is very important to know. So here he is just backing up, and he decides that he wants to take this bottom right corner. And again, this thing where you can't really see his Elsa, but instead of giving up, he keeps trying his best to heal her, and it does work out in the end. In my opinion, because his White Fox, hold on, I gotta fact check this. Did his White Fox die? Because his White Fox died, it was a little late, but, you can't all be perfect, and there was probably a reason for that. Unfortunately, his Elsa dies here. Again, I don't really blame him. There's just a lot of damage that comes through all the time. Now here he's using his clap cooldown to get damage on multiple enemies. And that's good value. He's very, very aware of where the enemies are, and where his own teammates are, and where he's going to see the most amount of people. I feel like he can always see the entire team. And if you'll notice here, when the Venom comes in, he shoots the Venom first, and then snowballs him, which makes the Venom have to leave. That's again, this is actually really good counterplay, assuming that you're not like in the middle of the Nomura circle. But even if you are, as long as you use this shift cooldown and you have something to help you, I feel like you're gonna live it every time. And here, he uses the Emma ult just to check on all of his teammates and make sure that they're all alive. He's always paying attention to his team. I will say this VOD has definitely taught me a lot of things about the way you should be using the clap cooldown, and also the paying attention to your teammate's health and making sure it doesn't drop below 75%. If your team is always alive, then you can't go wrong. It's okay. You know, people lose matches all the time. It happens. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate if you have stuck around for the whole thing and listened to the Yap session. we're gonna quickly look at his stats. So he went 14-3 this in a 12-minute match, which is pretty good. He died almost the least amount of times on his team. The only person who died less was their tank pool, and that's very impressive from the tank pool. He has the second highest amount of healing is 41,000. He has 57,000, which is 16,000 more than their other team's Luna, with only 2,000 less damage. So even though throughout the entire match he seemed like he had a lot less damage, only having around 2,500 less than the other team's Luna, who was, you know, obviously dealing damage because they don't have these kind of numbers, it's incredible. He does really good work. I mean, it is his job, and he's very good at what he does. I recommend watching Sypeh. I really don't know if I need his permission to post this video, but we're just gonna roll with it. And if someone tells me, you know, I have to take it down, then I will just take this video down. It's okay. So again, thank you all for watching. I will be covering more of Sypeh's videos in the future. I will probably do some Invisible Woman guides and maybe some Ultron guides, and I might go on and maybe do more tank guides if that's what you guys like. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day, everyone.